Mousesports, just the heartbreaking fact is they don't get to play in front of their home crowd. And again, they just never seem to get started in this tournament.
Back then in 2015, when we failed to qualify for the playoffs in the Lanxess Arena, I cannot even describe this feeling. It was really hard, and it was just like as if you fall down into a hole.
Mousesports, just a disaster again. I think he's actually feeling the pain so much. Let's close down the Mousesports story before we address
forever if
Americans.
possible.
Okay.
We looked promising, but then we didn't do it, and last year it was the same again. Ever since our Mousesports 2015 lineup and probably even Penta, German team never reached top 8 of a major or playoffs in really big tournaments. I hope at some point we have to climb up and we have to give everything back to the fans. To be the only German player in such a prestigious and big tournament is obviously something I'm proud of. But for the other part, I'm also sad because I know there are some other German players who could play on that level already. When I started playing, I didn't really have like the goal to become a professional gamer. Actually, then in the ESL Pro Series Winter Finals, I went with my sister without my parents really knowing it. But the real big turning point where it became professional then was DreamHack Winter 2014, because then they saw the stage and everything around that. All these big teams and a lot of fans, they are supporting me a lot now, and I'm really thankful for that.
Dennis up the ladder. Does he see 6 up? Oh my God.
6-0.
Oh no. This round, this could be the unraveling of the round. Dennis fights 2 on the upper side. 3 for Dennis. Oh, he's making it happen, and it's all falling apart for Envy.
We had like Nico, one of the best players in the world, but the rest of the team didn't fit together. So we would just play it on individual skills. But now things change. Everyone has a new role. We play more tactical. That's the first step, consistently reaching playoffs, or maybe even go further, maybe win a tournament at some point. Cologne is a really special place for me because I have a lot of memories here, and from the home crowd. When we managed to qualify for the playoffs, I expect them to just blow off the roof and cheer for us with whatever they have, however they can, but we will give everything, and I hope the fans will give everything for us too.
And there it is. 2 spots from Main, and Mousesports are on the downturn. Spectacular start, 2-0. Looked like the margin for error was wide. However, those errors have accumulated, and now they find themselves in quite the sticky situation. If Dennis, as he said in that video, does want to get in front of that crowd, and if he wants them to blow the roof off, they have to win a best of 1. Standing in their way is Cloud9, and standing in your way of insightful analysis is, of course, Chad Birchall and Adam Freiberg. This is intriguing. Cloud9 and Mousesports, is this, if we take it down a notch for a second, did they get the luck of the draw a little bit here in terms of like softening the blow of their qualification?
Missing out on playing FaZe and SK is definitely what
that's
you
a bullet
want to do,
dodge, right?
Yeah, for sure. This is probably the easier of the... Maybe not easy to predict, but like the 2 teams who are maybe not as high, they're not the big dogs like we're talking about on day 1, if I'm going to put it anyway nicely, right? And I think one of the scary things here for me is Mouse has been on a bit of a downturn in their last 2 matches, and someone who I've been praising, who is still very new, still very young, is Rops, and it appears like maybe the pressure is finally getting to him, Alex. Yeah, and thriving under the pressure, and we're getting a clip here, is Mr. Skadoodle. He's been a topic of discussion for every Cloud9 game, and that is evidence as to why he's playing the same kind of Counter-Strike that put him up for the discussion of one of the best AWPers. That was a discussion we had in 2015, and we're getting to see a little bit of it here in the qualification for Cologne Lanxess.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think he's been missing in, especially last year and the beginning of this year, but now he's really starting to show, and together with Stewie and Automatic, which has really been performing, C9 is a scary team to play against right now. We even see Shroud getting big kills. Jordan is just there like the glue to the team, making everything work, right? So C9, I'll definitely favor, considering the last 2 games that Mousesports have not been looking really great for them. Yeah, and there's a correlation, right? You mentioned the name Rops. You also have been a real advocate for what Rops is capable of, but also his impact on their results, right? I mean, there is a correlation between him having not like 2 games with negative KDR and 2 games with Mousesports getting knocked down a peg. Yeah, I mean, I think the game against NIP, he had like under 10 kills. I think both last games have been under 10 kills. I mean, they've been kind of destroyed as a team. but still he's a player that you kind of like. He's been like raising the expectations by playing super well, but now we finally, or not finally, but now we see the side of him that, I mean, he's not always gonna carry his team, right? We've seen Oscar been playing great against the NIP. So I think it's going to come down to Oscar and Rops this game again for Mousesports. I'm calling him out every game, but it's still going to go down to them because a team like Cloud9, you can't just beat by playing super well as a team. You have to also hit your shots against Skadoodle, for example.
Now, just because, you know, we have that perspective available to us, I'd love to kind of answer a couple of questions that, because we know it on the desk, right? We know Oscar and Rops are win conditions for Mousesports. The guys at the home know, especially because of what we're saying here. Do Rops and Oscar, are they conscious of that? Are the star players and the win condition players aware of that to the same extent? And do you think that applies additional pressure and perhaps can affect their gameplay?
In a way, yeah. I think they know that if we want to win this game as a team, maybe I have to step up. Especially Rops, like, I mean, he knows that he's been playing bad for 2 games, right? He knows that if I want my team to qualify, I'll get to step up my game. And that's going to apply extra pressure. And he's not an experienced player like players from C9, Jordan, for example. Yeah. So it's going to apply extra pressure. He's going to feel probably more nervous, and this is going to be very interesting to see how he handles it. I'm
very excited to see how this one shapes up. We'll start talking maps, admittedly. Let's get these nice and quickly done. I think the word on the street is, Chad, you were talking, it's looking like another Inferno vibe.
100% Inferno, Alex.
100%?
Yeah, I'm doing the Moses.
Okay, and Yanko got it before. Let's play the game. Let's see if I can summon him nice and quickly. Look, I'll wiggle my fingers and that speeds up the veto process. You see this?
How are you doing this? This is crazy.
What? That's right.
Should do this on the street.
They call that brown magic. That's what that's called.
Sad.
Inferno, though, and we're going to see, of course, the choice of side provided as well from a knife round.
Yeah, okay, so a couple of things with Inferno. We always talk about how on the CT side it's harder to be super aggressive, right? You can obviously push down Banana, you can do a little bit of apps control, but the spam now on this map, on the remade version, makes it much more difficult. It's like paper thin there.
Yeah.
So the CTs have to do more mid-round aggression, and that comes down to making sure you have good flashes in place and good instincts, and that's something that Stewie and automatically definitely have, but how badly can they get run around here by the system that LMB, T, and Chris J are going to be running on that T side? Something to note, if I remember rightly, which is normal, I normally don't, Cloud9 actually beat G2 on this in Dallas? Man, I watch a lot of Counter-Strike. I hope that's the one. So it shows that they can play, you know, fantastic on this map against a top-tier team. But is it consistent? And you said that you thought Immortals can be a streaky team. I feel the same about Cloud9, right? They're one who they're really good at getting, I guess, off to a clean start and having a lot of frags coming their way. But other days, it might just not happen, right? It might just be, oh, you know, Stewie and Automatic aren't finding those timings. They're not finding those kills. And Cloud9 really relies on that.
Yeah.
We could get Oscar versus Skadoodle, Stewie versus Rops. There is so much on the line here, and actually, you know, I'll give the closing words to you, Adam. You haven't had a chance, now you know the map. Inferno, Cloud9 Mouse. I need an expectation. I might even push you for a prediction.
I'm expecting Cloud9 to be aggressive as CT. I don't know what side they're starting on, but
it's going to happen.
I think Cloud9 will hopefully start CT. If they do, I'll like to see them go aggressive. I'd like them to, like Chad said, have some banana control. Try not to let go of mid too easily. I'd like to see Mousesports, on the other hand, as T. I'd like them to take banana control. I'd like them to take mid control, then slow down the pace, let the CTs wonder where are the T's at, and then they execute.
Okay, well, you heard it from Freiburg. Control your bananas, folks. And with that bombshell dropped, we're going to head into this one. History could be written here for a multitude of reasons. Mousesports to Lanxess, sure. Cloud9 started 0-2. Mousesports started 2-0. And different ends of the spectrum in the Swiss now meet. And only one will make it to the arena. Without further ado, it's your casters for Inferno.
Thank you very much, Alex. I certainly pride myself on my banana control, something that I hold very dearly. What about you, Sumner? What do you think? What are we going to witness here?
Pretty good at banana control, too. Don't worry.
Excellent.
Nothing to worry about there.
Well, now that we've got that out of the way, we could get into the game. It's Cloud9 versus Mousesports, and another highly critical match here. One team to make it to the arena, another team to go out and play another time, maybe.
It's kind of how, like, you know, we're at the end of the day, we're at the end of the tournament, we're at the end of the groups. All of these that are left here, guys, just so you know, are elimination matches. There is no room for error here. You lose, that's it. You're heading back home. Fnatic, they'll be on a plane back to Sverige tomorrow. We'll see if these guys are flying back to NA, or if they're flying, well, I mean, a bit everywhere. You know, Mousesports are a bit of a mix after all, so can't really pinpoint one airport for them.
Yeah, they are all over the place, and including Germany, which is sort of why I'm thinking, yeah, it would be very interesting if they could have, you know, a player in the arena in Dennis. That could be certainly fun. But either way, I think Mousesports is just an exciting team to watch all around. So I'm sure there'll be lots of cheers for them. Smoke comes in, and actually, Automatic ends up getting a bullet in the face. Stewie trying to fall back. They've done a lot of damage, and the grenade will follow up on Robs and Stewie to take down Christie, trying to cheat his way through the smoke. Detective Stewie is on the case. That's a very powerful kill. 4 versus 3 now. The bomb has not been planted yet. In fact, Oscar's picked it up. They're in trouble here, Mousesports.
Yeah, it's been planted at A. I love it. Stewie's just like, you try to use the skills against the master? No. It doesn't work that way. Young Stu does not get caught by smokes.
Well, Oscar still has a lot of work to do. It's a great fake. There's the kill. Picks up the USP. Shroud on the other side. Oscar going to be going down. How can they get in here? They can't stop the defuse. If Shroud is on it, the round is done. They can't get here fast enough. That's it. It's definitely over. Cloud9 to pick up the round after all, in spite of an epic fake and some really good shots in. Everybody goes down on the Cloud9 side, but they're going to be just fine with that.
Yes, I love to see it, Stu. Get pumped, man. Get the shouting going. Love watching both of these teams. I mean, it's just so painful to watch when one of these teams is going to have to go home.
You have to wonder in that kind of scenario. I kind of appreciate that Oscar went aggressive, and I guess he couldn't have known that there was someone else there, but he must have known that if he doesn't buy time, they're done. You know, his teammates can't rotate in time. So imagine a world where he hides in the pit or something, and just tries to wait for a long time, and now Cloud9 have to fight 3-on-3 while they're running to the bomb side, and I don't know.
Possibly some nerves. Possibly,
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of pressure riding on him. It's not every time that Mousesports have actually managed to make it through the groups here at Cologne. You know, so you can be sure that Mousesports, the team owner, you know, they're all sitting there just like, please. All of the fans that are here. I saw Mousesports flags outside in front of the venue. This is home turf for Mousesports, just like for SK. Their offices are here in Cologne.
Well, so far, they've invested very little into this round, and you cannot blame them. They know they're going to be having AKs in the next round, and they'll look at Cloud9 by here. Just a lot of SMGs. It'd be great for Mousesports. Someone could put down a Molotov. We could have another one of those hilarious sacrifice moments. Everyone runs into the fire. The onlookers chant, "The night is dark and full of terror."
Somebody get the 1G.
Chris J has already gone down here. Stewie with at least 1 UMP kill, setting up for a flashbang, but he's got Automatic there on the other angle. Noboom goes down, triple for Automatic. A lot of money for Cloud9, but now Mousesports. And this is what I think Henry's come up with a good term for it. We could call it a bonus round again, right? Cloud9 could, if they wanted to, swap out for a bunch of M4s. Instead, they're going to pick up 1 AWP on Skadoodle. That's pretty much it. Everyone else will hold on to the SMG. So if Cloud9 lose this round, it's a bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. They can buy the next one.
There's a couple of them who are kind of skimming it close, though, Anders. So this, you know, you want to say that this is going to be that bonus round, but this is a little bit scary. A couple players are pretty broke on Cloud9's side. Like, but at the same time, you have that op, you have that high-value rifle in the shape of the AWP in Skadoodle's hands. And, yeah, I like it. Go for the boost. See if you can catch him. The players have grown very wise. When you watch teams on Inferno now, you know, they do not often get caught by the boost. A lot of them are always pre-aiming this angle, just making sure. But there's no smoke down. And so there's no, like, usually when you see the smoke down, that's when you're thinking, right, they could boost, got to pre-aim that spot. No smoke this time for Skadoodle, so he set a little bit of a trap here, just hoping for Mousesports to step into it.
It's really important that they can have him over here. Right now, Stewie's still sort of lingering around with the UMP, but if they can have all the SMGs on A, that would be so good, especially considering Mousesports are setting up for that archway smoke play that we've seen quite a bit. We'll see how fast they can be. I think speed is really key if you're going to make this execute work. If you wait too long, then the CTs are going to read it very well. Grenades already in. That's one hell of a counter Molotov coming out from Cloud9. That stops the whole thing.
Stewie's rotating already as well. Wow, Automatic just gets clubbed to death. Rops with the instant headshot with the AK, but Stewie's already rotated over to Arch. They may not expect him to be here this quickly. Shroud, point blank, sprays down 1, 2, still alive. He gets a 3rd as well, and that's a lot of damage. It's all on Skadoodle now, though. Rotating over from B with the AWP, and he spotted the barrel, and he's going to turn this into a 1v1 immediately. He has so much time to play with now.
Rob's very aggressive in that 1v2. Now, Oscar is in a great position, though. It's one of the hardest positions to check if you're good in the retake, and it's not even going to matter. Oscar just stands up, gets the kill, And Mousesports will pick up the round.
Robson's like, please, don't leave me hanging.
Yeah, and you are right about the money as well. I actually thought Cloud9 would have a bit more. They're going to be able to pick up some SMGs, but it's not great. It's definitely not great, in spite of all of this work being put in by Shroud.
They're only able to do that because of these kills that they got with the SMGs. That bonus 600, man, it just means that they can stretch it so far. And so, well, Shroud, he'll have the full buy pretty much, except he skimps on the kit. But Stewie, at least, he buys the UMP just so he can get the kit. I like to see that. Still, Mousesports, very measured approach here. Slow and steady in through second mid. A little bit of pressure here in Palace. That's going to be Dennis taking point. But in the meantime, Cloud9 are playing for banana control again. Taking some peeks here.
They sort of have to take a couple of risks, I think, in a round like this. They don't have enough grenades to buy all the time you'd want to buy, and they don't have the weapons to set up great crossfires where they can really lock it down. So, yeah, I would wait until the timing was right, or at least you felt it was right, then go for some flash peeks on the CT side. Try and see if you can't pick someone off.
Well, good anti-flash there. Going to make Mousesports hesitate for just a second, but there's a minute still on this clock. The one thing here is that Automatic has started rotating back to B, but with that smoke going down at Arch, a little bit of indecision here on Cloud9. They aren't quite sure what's coming at him. Great smokes covering off quite a few of these angles, but Automatic going to charge in right behind him, and sure enough, it's Skadoodle! No, Skadoodle with the M4! Double spray right in the back, and this is a catastrophe for Mousesports.
Sublime timing coming out of the American sniper, this time with the M4 instead. 5 versus 3 here. Rops is very nearly dead too. Big comeback early on here for Cloud9, just as they're about to lose their economic advantage and be back to pistols. They pulled this move. And 19 seconds as well. Lowell goes down. That's Skadoodle again. Now with the 3rd kill of the round for himself, and the rest just have to back off. There's nothing they can do here. Wow.
Skadoodle has got, what is it, a Guardian Angel? Something that's like giving him the go-ahead these past couple of weeks, because at the major qualifier, he had multiple 1vx situations, clutch situations go his way, big plays through and through with the op, with the rifle. And here just now, look at that. Those 2 kills just wreck Mousesports. The round is pretty much over at that point. So talk about a perfect time. I thought it was Automatic who was going to go for it. You know, with the CZ, he could have maybe picked up 1, but great spray control there from Skadoodle. 3-1 now, and yeah, you're right, Cloud9 can breathe a bit of a sigh of relief.
On the other hand, Mousesports are under considerable pressure here. 2 AKs and AWP. Tech9 the Glock on Dennis. Did he drop the AWP for his teammate? I'm guessing he did, because he's got $0, so...
Team player, Dennis.
Yeah.
Gonna take the hit and let Oscar go to work.
I mean, they don't get any win bonus, right? So he wouldn't have any money anyway, but that's just unfortunate that he couldn't at least get like a P250 or something.
Just look at the nades, though, that Mousesports have to work with here. 2 flashes on Chris J. That is it. They don't have a smoke for CT. There's no smoke for coffins. They don't have anything to make their lives easier here. Whereas Cloud9, nades galore. They still have 3 incendiaries, 4 incendiaries over here for C9. Fresh smoke goes down here from Stewie at the minute mark. And Mousesports, they're just going to wait for those flashes to get in position, and it's going to be just go, run, and don't stop whatever you do.
This can definitely work, though, especially if that Tech9 comes close. Chris already making his way through, but the boost is in effect, and they couldn't really stop it. Stewie with 2 big headshots coming in. And now Oscar, if ever there was a time to work some magic, it would be now. Stewie goes down, but the bomb is actually dropped in that cross, so they have to go and fight it eventually. Smoke, gonna block it off for a minute. Can they go and retrieve it? Oscar, he picks up the bomb, and he makes his way back as well. That's quite impressive, and he's going to take up the position. That's definitely smart play. A lot of this is going to come down to Oscar.
Absolutely. He's already delivered 1 big kill, though. And there's the flash to try and set things off. It's not going to be effective, and they just go and rush him down. Man advantage now for Cloud9. Oscar, we saw some flashy play from here earlier with S-Tag. Now it's going to be up to him, and it's not going to happen.
What? The pistol, the headshot as well, takes all 3 at the end. That's so nuts.
I didn't believe Anders. I didn't think it would happen. How did they mess that up?
Like, when he's double scoped like this and he misses the first kill, it's very unlikely he can make his way out.
Quick correction, it wasn't S-Tag. I think it was Yugi who was playing from back from Pillar, and he had that 1v3 clutch with the AWP earlier on Heroic. But no idea. Like, that's got to be 100% there for Cloud9. I can't believe that Oscar's able to make that work with the P250 at the end, no less. Remarkable stuff here from Oscar. Star player from Mousesports. 3-2. though Cloud9, they still have the money to go for the buy. And I like to see Cloud9 really trying to abuse the SMG game. And just keep going for SMGs so you have the nade count.
That's an absolutely stolen round from Mousesports. As soon as Stewie gets the double kill and the bomb is dropped in cross, you think that's it. Like, sure he has the AWP, but so many things have to go bad for Cloud9 to lose that situation. And they did.
Yep, sure enough, they showed. Anything is possible. I love that flash. That is perfect, right on the corner. So a little bit of pressure here at top mid from Mousesports. Just make sure, exactly, doing what Adam was talking about earlier, what Freiburg was talking about. Get some pressure at top mid, and then start getting banana control, and then Cloud9 are going to be the ones guessing where are these guys and where are they going to hit. Because look at Cloud9 right now. They're all the way back at the far back in the A site, one in pit, one on the site itself. They have no idea what's going on. They have a man at library, so at least they can kind of look arch. But no banana control, nothing to work with here. It's just going to be Mousesports just rushing straight onto a site.
With Molotovs as well. Automatic with a good kill. He's actually escaped into the smoke. Stewie picking up a kill. Automatic coming back out again, and he's in again, just darting in and out of the smoke, getting kills left and right, and leaving Dennis and Oscar in a terrible position here. At least he finally goes down. Dennis landing a kill and following it up with a shot on Skadoodle. Somehow it's back into a 2-1-2. This first half is madness. It's now Oscar with a kill to take down Shroud. Nothing gets Dennis. And it's a 1v1 for Mars versus AWP, but nothing has that one Molotov. And that's already a pretty big tool.
Yeah, he's hoping to force him out from new boxes. He's just going to have to commit, and sure enough, Oscar, clever, changes up his position before Nothing can figure it out. There's the shot. There's another big round win here for Mousesports. Oscar clutching it back-to-back for his team. And just despite Automatic and his antics here, this is unreal.
Just crazy.
He's a ninja, literally.
At that moment, it was, what, like a 4 versus 2, I guess at that moment? 4 versus 2, yeah? And then they still come back and turn it around Mousesports. That's fairly ridiculous. Well, now pistols here for Cloud9. Mousesports definitely off to a good start there.
So sick.
Instant explosion of Automatic. Stewie trying to play the angle close with a pistol. And Chris J with a bit of a leap to take the kill.
You see teams throw those double HEs every now and again, right? I'm so happy to actually get to see it work for once. That's what makes holding B site so difficult. Once the terrorists have actually got the nade angles dialed in, it's so hard. It almost turns into a gamble. Which angle am I hold this time, and which other one are they going to throw the nades at? And well, this time it lined up for Mousesports. Nice and easy kill there at the top of Banana, but that's not going to be the point that they will get the bomb planted at. It's going to be on A site here for Mousesports, and an impossible situation now for Cloud9.
So just to follow up on the point that you were talking about and what Adam was talking about with getting the top mid control and then getting banana control and then figuring out what's going on, I'm all on board with that from the terrorist point of view. The thing that I don't understand is, on the older version of Inferno, you sort of knew that that's what the Ts were trying to do. Mm-hmm. So generally speaking, around, I don't know, under 50 seconds, you want to start on the CT side to get a bit of an idea what's going on. So even if you just flash or like shoulder peek your way into top mid on the CT side just to see what's happening, or flash your way into banana or anything like that, any of those peaks, if you don't see anybody, then you can probably start to rotate someone else towards B if it's top mid we're talking about. If you don't see anyone top banana, then, you know, maybe start having that guy at least gravitate towards archway. Like, the CT sides on these maps just don't play for information almost ever. Mm-hmm. And I get that it's more difficult, and it is because the map architecture has changed so much, especially over on the B bomb side. But yeah, it's still frustrating.
Think about Palace, A-Apps. I mean, you hardly ever see a CT player up in A-Apps anymore, and that used to be a fairly common way to at least put one stumbling block in the way of the terrorists when they're trying to get map control towards A. Well, that's not even a part of the equation anymore.
Yeah, and that you really can't do because all the walls are paper thin, right? But you could still peek into top mid. You still definitely do that, and they don't. So I can't really explain that.
Well, quick execute here onto the A site, though, for Mousesports. The flash is already raining in. Nicely timed Incendiary, going to buy just a little bit of time here, but Lowell just leaps down into the pit to die to nothing. Shroud is there with the crossfire, picks up Rops, and this is getting a bit toasty, literally. Man's going to have to back off, but they're taking so much damage on Mousesports. They just aren't able to press through.
That's a very good round and a big change of pace for Mousesports. I think Mousesports were expecting for there to have been a big tactical change for Cloud9. So they were just saying, listen, maybe... And this could have happened, you know. There are rounds where you will suddenly throw, you know, 3 CTs on Banana, and let's say Mousesports have been watching enough demos that they feel like, well, Cloud9 could have done that, and actually they are going 3 CTs in B this time. So imagine if in this round Mousesports were rushing out apartments. It would have been perfect, right? So it's a bit of a guessing game, but it's not just sort of blind guessing. It's partly informed by, you know, demos, having a good in-game leader, having a good, I suppose, intuition.
And well, sure enough, here it is working. They've decided that's a bit too much action at top of B. We're going to go ahead and try and push onto A very quickly here. Nothing, able to pick up 1, but that's not going to be good enough. Man advantage here for Mousesports now with the bomb about to be planted on the A site.
Don't retake.
And yeah, there's just no reason for Cloud9 to get anywhere near this bomb site at this point. It didn't work. The Gambit, you know, you had 3 at top Banana. And from Cloud9's perspective, they're probably thinking, well, Mousesports just got slapped on A. They might try and just go for a quick execute on B. We'll have 3 guys ready and waiting for him there. But Mousesports 1 step ahead. Chris J. He's too quick, Anders. He's too sharp.
Yeah, he's only got 4 kills, but that's you open up a one side like that, that's all you need, right? And there's no chance. Like if you're on Cloud9, then what the call you're going to make is, I'm dead in pit, and like, what are your teammates going to do on the other side? Like, well, I mean, sort of needed to know something, you know, 10 seconds earlier, but there was no information.
Yeah, you're right. Cloud9 are playing a little bit too scared here. It's time to start taking some peeks in mid with Skadoodle on the AWP, right? Just get him in there, try and flash him in for a little bit of a chance peek. I mean, you have some oppers who are very good on Inferno at playing aggressive mid. Alu comes to mind. Loves to go for that second mid peek. He just has that timing down pat.
I would be fine if you just held Arch, and then after 50 seconds, like when it's about 50 or lower on the clock, just flash your way in and check top mid. I just want them to see what's even. They don't have to check in middle. Just top mid is fine. Figure out that much, and we've got something going on. 3 minutes again. Top Banana flashed in. Stewie goes for the spray. Could have easily been a double kill, but this time it wasn't. Skadoodle gonna miss the opportunity as well. More grenades coming out. Wall bang almost working out, but Automatic dies and Robs with the grenade kill on Skadoodle. How? I mean,
what in the Sam hell is going on?
If you put 3 people in B and you can't win that top Banana fight, you're gonna be feeling absolutely miserable. There's no other way to put it.
The nades on point for Mousesports, but Stewie, uncharacteristic. What a shot from Oscar. Split second, and he's quick enough to pull the trigger. Shut down, nothing. But at the top, I mean, Stewie, no possibility it looked like for him to get supported by his teammates there. It looks like there was a Molotov cutting him off. But for him not to get that double kill, I'm a bit surprised. That's the sort of situation you'd expect Stewie to just murder them. They were all full flashed.
Yeah, but I bet if we get the replay, what we'll see is he peaked so far that he actually started firing on the second target, and then he realized, oh, there's a guy right next to me that's flashed too, and then he swapped targets right before the first died, and then it just, yeah,
sometimes
unfortunate.
This happens. Sometimes, you know, you think, oh, I've got the kill, and then you start transferring, and then somehow the guy, like, the magic bullet goes through him or something.
Yeah.
And it turns out you didn't get that kill. Instead, he shoots you in the face.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Sick HE from Rops. Well, tactical timeout called here.
Well, I mean, it's also a situation where the setup for Cloud9 is, I mean, in many ways, it's a massively risky one because of the common grenades that get thrown. But basically, Stewie is the one peeking. Skadoodle's holding sort of in case they try and over-peek him, so he's got the AWP line behind him. And the third player there, Automatic, I believe, was just throwing flashbangs out, you know, trying to sort of keep the grenade coverage up. So everyone's has got a job to do in that sense. There's a reason why they don't all 3 peek at the same time. It's just that once it goes bad, it goes very bad. And it's so hard to fall back from Banana. That's what we see time and again.
Yeah, exactly. The HEs, man. I mean, Rops just gave a perfect demonstration. If they have the nades to hunt you with them, I mean, it's so hard to get out of there intact. And so, well, one thing that isn't intact is Cloud9's economy. They're in tatters right now, and they're going for some aggression mid. I mean, sure enough, why not? Shroud, double kill with the UMP. Okay, then. Let's just go full chaos.
Time for a deep breath here from Mousesports. Get the troops gathered up. Actually, they're already up towards A apartments. But yeah, make sure everyone is in one group and then take a deep breath. There's no point in losing this round.
Oh, but they are grouped up here for Cloud9 as well. Although, as I say that, Skadoodle decides to step in and take the fight. Shroud has still got that UMP and the Kevlar as well. Nothing with the AWP. Kind of bizarre. Why didn't Ska have the op?
Smart play from Robs. This is just really a really good job. Smoking it up, making sure that he's just buying as much time as possible for his team.
Oh man, and the HE doesn't hit. Shroud is beside himself right now. Still got quite a bit of health though, and he will find the kill on Robs eventually. Turns this into a 1v2, but that bomb's a ticking. And nicely done here by Lowell. Does not let him escape with that AWP. That's what you're talking about here, but it's you have teams that do this where it's just, oh, let's go aggressive in an eco round, right? Now I want to see similar levels of aggression from Cloud9 when they have rifles. Get in there, bully Mousesports. Right now, Mousesports have got 7 rounds on T side. Cloud9 need to start stepping up and looking for fights. They've got the talent. They've got the skill.
It's also in spite of the fact that Cloud9 actually won the pistol.
Here we go. Scott with the peek into mid with the AWP.
Yeah, but he can't stay there for very long because then he has to worry about second mid and he's got nobody covering him. So bit of a timed situation. But this is all fine. I'm fine with Skadoodle falling back. That's not a problem. There's plenty of time on the clock right now. Mousesports have managed to force them back, so grenade into pit as well. They're actually going to keep going, looking for the kill. Lowell almost going to be able to get it on Shroud, but he stays alive. Stewie is alone over at the B-bomb site and probably in quite a bit of trouble. They're trying to see if they can get through the smoke. He's right there and waiting for him, but that trade works out great for Robs. Turning around for the grenade. He actually makes it into the corner, and I don't think Automatic realizes Robs will get the headshot. He didn't see him go back, and nothing will take down Dennis, but still, that's a bomb plant. That's another 3-on-3 here. Cloud9, they got to win this one.
Yeah, you got to get the kill quick here. You don't have the kit picked up either.
Oh, they're gonna run for it.
Back it.
I would have thought they would have at least tried to make it a 2v3 just to see, but they're a bit paranoid about the economy.
This lack of information that Cloud9 have got is really coming back to haunt them. That was such a sick fake from Mousesports.
Yes.
All the nades, the pressure on A, they push the defense all the way back on A, and so guys on A, they don't know what the hell's going on. Rotation comes in from B. Cloud9 are thinking this is an A push. It's straightforward. They're coming to A. Sure enough, 3 players just go straight out onto B at the same time. It was great timing there from Mousesports. Very clean stuff.
And the problem is, from Stewie's point of view, there's almost no way that he can't just go and peek top banana alone, you know. So, yeah, that was actually quite an effective strategy from Mousesports. And they're being, I mean, again, because there's absolutely no fight, if you notice, none of these rounds involve any kind of a fight for Mousesports to get top mid control. They just take it. They throw one smoke to Arch, they throw one flashbang towards quad, and that's it. Yeah. They have mid, you know.
They're getting into Palace every single time. Sure enough, second mid right here. When are we going to see that HE? Like, I would love to see the HE, you know, where you just run into Palace and chuck it, or into apartments, right, and chuck it into second mid, bank it off the wall into second mid. At least that. Just a little bit of pressure. Just something to make Mousesports stop just running up here wholesale and setting up, doing whatever they want.
Automatic is set up close to mid, but they're going to flash their way through. What a great setup from him, right in the middle of the smoke. Triple kill with the UMP, picks up the AK and nearly gets the quad. Oscar down to under 40 health, and now they're rotating their way back to the B-bomb side, but Stewie is there and waiting, and he should be able to buy time. Oh, he's going to peek with a grenade in hand. Don't ever do that again, Stewie.
He's flipping out right now. Look at that. Just, oh, it's through the smoke, Oscar. Unbelievable. Finds the shot in the end. 1 versus 3 now versus a fully equipped Cloud9. Full HP as well. It's a bit of a tall order here for Oscar, and he's been watched as well. Shroud's got him boxed in. Cloud9 able to finally put an end to the streak of rounds that Mousesports have collected. And this is great. Just the pressure. Holding close, ready for the flashes. Unfortunately there for Lowell, he was probably team flashed.
Yes. It's a really good job on Automatic. Obviously, there's no denying that. But you still have to wonder, his other 2 teammates in that setup, they're both covering apartments. Like, they've got a... Why is that necessary? It's a massive chokehold. Do you need more than one person looking at it? I mean, in a different situation, Automatic just gets traded immediately, and then those 2 people are now being fired at from Archway and Quad both. You know, they're not in a great position anymore. I'm gonna find some players and question them about this.
Grill him, Anders.
Yeah, grill him about this top mid thing.
Thorin isn't here, so you gotta grill somebody. You know, so he's gotta be here in spirit.
It's very true. I don't think I'll grill him like that. We'll leave that particular style of grilling to Duncan himself.
Rare. Bloody.
Yes. Alright. Rops. Currently, I think second on the scoreboard for Mousesports. Oscar slightly outdoing him at the moment. It's not like anyone is completely missing from this game, and Cloud9 can still win it, but 8-5 is definitely going to put a smile on any Mousesport fans' lips here. Flashes are in, including the one from middle, and Shroud never stood a chance, but somehow nothing stays alive in the corner. That could be huge. Automatic coming in with the kill, and nothing also got one, trying to throw out the grenade, just doing a bit more damage and buying time. Chris will get the kill on Skadoodle, and Oscar took down nothing in the middle of the smoke. That leaves Stewie with a huge clutch on his hands.
Nigh on impossible clutch. There are so many angles that he has to worry about. He just has to find Oscar quick, and sure enough, he will. There's the headshot, double dink, straight up, and the smoke going down as well, trying to create some space here. A little bit of pressure onto Chris, and he's just going to hold it. Chris, does he realize that the bomb is not planted for Chris J? It is the perfect defuse as soon as Stewie knows where Chris J is coming from. We don't get to see who survives, who lives and dies, but what a call from Stu. Snap decision. Just wait, the bomb is nowhere near this guy. If I just stick it, pros don't fake, Anders.
That used to be my pet hate on this map in the old version, except people would, go into apartments. But still, yeah, it's very hard, and it's one of those things where they maybe didn't quite think the afterplant situation through because they already had such a good round on their hands. So big save, nicely done from Stewie. Gonna make it 6-8, moving into the 15th round here. We'll see if Cloud9 can pick up one more round. If they can get the 7th round here, I mean, it's pretty much anybody's game. I think Mousesports will face very similar problems as the one. In fact, I think all teams face the same problem on this map. How do you control top banana after the first 40 seconds, and how do you control top mid at all? No, I don't. I've not seen any team found a really good solution for this. And it used to be out of par for the course playing CT side on Inferno. So
yeah, it used to be consistent 9-6, 10-5, 11-4 for CT side. Even 10-5, you were feeling pretty comfortable.
See, Mousesports double peek to cover both the angles there. They are holding fairly far back. Nothing. We'll be able to see if anyone's going to cross the corner here, but they could still easily be in a situation where they all get squished into the bomb site. And now Mousesports are going to start to make their way back.
Yep, and this is working like clockwork. Look, all of Cloud9 are pushed all the way back towards the edge of A site. Nobody is close to rotating over. Nothing is just now sneaking up to Arch. But even then, this is just going to be the full execute onto B site. You better count your lucky stars here, because you're going to need them. Sky, he needs to hit the shot, and sure enough, finds it on Rops.
There's also that Molotov that Stewie put up. He actually saved it to under 30 seconds. That's very impressive. Hiding in the corner. Takes down Chris J, who had the bomb. Now there's 10 seconds for that plant. And they have to get rid of, well, Skadoodle. And nothing too. Comes in with a spray. Oscar, no chance at all. Flashed and killed immediately. 8-7 here. Nothing the hero of the round. Pushing his way in. And that will be 8-7. Slightly favoring Mousesports here for the first half. What a game. What a really close match. Again, fighting to stay in the tournament and fighting to make it into the Lanxess Arena. That's the first half done. We're going to be back with the second half after a quick break. We have returned once again here. It's Cloud9 versus Mousesports, ESL One Cologne 2017. This is an elimination match, and also, I suppose, a deciding match. If you win here, you go through to Lanxess Arena. If not, you're out of the tournament, and everybody's got to be on the edge of the seat right now. A lot is riding on this. The first half finishes 8-7 in favor of Mousesports. They play on the T side now. They're on the CT side, so we'll see what they can show us. If they got a better setup, more defensive. I mean, I think this is going to be a tight game, and I think Cloud9 are going to be doing a better job on the T side. I certainly hope so. I think they've shown a lot of heart, and Mousesports are just playing a pretty good Counter-Strike, I would say, all around. So it's exciting times.
I wonder what that glance was there from Rops. Did a bit of an eye roll. Interesting. And he looked at Oscar. It looked like Oscar was talking. He looked at Oscar, and he kind of did like a little eye roll away.
Someone coming up with bad tactics.
I wonder. Some friction, perhaps.
What if we all stacked a pit? They will never see it.
Brilliant. Right now, we're not seeing too much talking here on Cloud9. It looks like they're just trying to get zeroed in heads in the game. I mean, we are starting to get to that point where I expect to see Skadoodle start to go into Super Saiyan mode. Just because that's what he's been doing for a while now.
This is interesting to get the second half of the way. We do see the betway odds are slightly favoring Mousesports, actually.
Well, I'll be darned.
Now, there were two smokes on the Cloud9 team. One of them was straight put into top mid, so no one was going to get peeked by a USP. That's always not a good way to get started if you just instantly lose a player there. There is a sneak in from Dennis. Wow, this is bold, but they're actually waiting for him. Skadoodle spots it out. That's so important. Forces Dennis back, and now they're in trouble on the A side, except for the fact that Robs is a maniac. Going for the instant headshot. He's going to get run over. Taken down Stewie with a refrag as well, dropping Lowell. And at least 4 versus 3. The bomb is going down as well. Counter flash coming out towards Archway just to try and see if he can force them back. Kind of a tough retake with no kit being picked up.
Yeah, all of this utility is used perfectly here for Cloud9. Now they're in anti-plant position, or after plant positions, preferably, and they do have the crossfire set up as well, so they can help each other out. Automatic, Stewie 2K deliver 2 headshots in the blink of an eye, and Chris J, last man alive here, 1v4, needs to just hit the shots of his life. There's one, but that's all he gets. Automatic is like, I will allow it. I will allow it. You get to have one. But that is the pistol.
That's hugely important for Cloud9, picking that up. The kit that they had was actually dropped right next to the site. I think that was Lowell carrying it. So maybe Mousesports, if they could have got some frags in, they could have still defused the bomb. It's always worth keeping an eye on in pistol rounds, because if that kit gets lost somewhere strange, then that in itself becomes a whole sort of a logistical issue.
Yeah, you're a sad panda at that point. If you're trying to, it's like, how do you defuse if you're panda with claws too, man? It's a nightmare.
Look at this. This is very cool. This is actually some slightly old school Inferno stuff where you buy smokes in the follow-up round.
Yeah, but look at this. I like it. Mousesports, an actual CT defense setup in Palace, in apartments. What is this? Dennis point blank with the CZ as well?
No one trying any kind of fancy wall banks here. Dennis going a bit too aggressive, and that will give up part of it. It was good while it lasted. That doesn't make much sense to me either, because at least the theory behind buying smokes in this round is that Cloud9, when they see the first smoke come out, they think, well, just wait it out. And then if you can get it down just right, at about 30-some seconds, you put down another smoke, and now they don't know. Do you have a third or not? Especially towards the B side of the map. If they wait, then they're in a lot of trouble. And if they don't, well, then they run through the smoke and die, potentially low. Boosted up, and he gets a kill. Robs almost takes down nothing. That could have been ugly, but the bomb side in control of Cloud9, and automatic goes down to Oscar anyway.
Wow.
Bit too much fighting Cloud9 here. They already got the bomb plant here, so...
Yeah, they're trying to cut off their rotation. They're getting a little greedy hunting for the frags, but bomb is planted, and now things can start to calm down, and Stewie. Stewie will wait patiently, and sure enough, he finds one. Lowell, just like, okay, I know not to go there now.
Yeah, save the Galil.
Yeah. Yeah, back off, save the Galil, use it for the next round, and now Cloud9 are going to be guessing where is the Galil on the map amongst all of the pistols. So this is going to be a hard eco here for Mousesports following this. But, Cloud9 now, they get that start. That is huge, winning the pistol. They once again defend the follow-up round as well. We have seen very, very few second-round wins here. With the 4 spies on the pistols, it doesn't really it feels like teams are very good right now with dealing with the shutdown. with not giving up free kills and not letting it get out of control.
9-8 and still well within reason here for Mousesports. As soon as they start to pick up rifles, it'll be a bit more interesting. I mean, what?
You see that? They all got caught, like just maybe having a little powwow.
Just getting stuck in CT spawn.
Well, stack on A. And then we'll see. I mean, they're just hoping right now. Oscar's got the P250, the rest of them the USPs. And Lowell, I like this. Up on balcony with the Galil, this is good. He gets that line on balcony and on short, so you can really get a big impact out of this rifle.
Potentially, yes. Cloud9 are not doing anything they shouldn't be doing as far as I can tell right now, including grenading some of the most likely corners where you could have someone hiding with, you know, P250 or something like that. It just isn't worth not using the grenades like this. You might as well use the utility you have.
Absolutely.
Cloud9 with a chance to make it 10-8 in their favor.
Oh boy. Anders, this is looking like they're going to go A?
Yeah, but I think they'll be fine. I can't see Lowell with the Galil. Like, it's just not powerful enough. He doesn't have any head armor either, so even the SMGs are going to be doing a lot of damage. He's got the range for it here, and that's a really great headshot. Taken down automatic. He's going to fall next, and there's Shroud with that SMG, and the lack of head armor evaporates Lowell immediately. Rops can try and look for an exit, steal us something.
I'll admit he got my hopes up there for a second.
You were getting excited?
That was a bit clean. That was a really clean shot to start.
It did look good. I mean, I've watched some Cloud9 games on this map, and something that's got me excited is they're one of the few teams, Sumner, that have taken me up on that flash from the railing outside that I put into one of my videos. So I really want to see Cloud9 do that. Don't want to see Cloud9 doing that.
Yeah, why?
I don't know, nothing. Just.
I mean, is he thinking, oh, it's just a UMP?
I doubt he was thinking at all.
Yeah, just, what is it? Just music going on?
Yeah, something like that. He's got Spotify on in the background and is blasting his favorite tune. I don't know. Well, Robs will save a UMP, and why not? He can buy some armor with that and just save. He's going to get the full grenades and everything else. Does throw it over to Oscar instead. 10-8, and now things are getting really serious here. This is where a lot of the second half is going to be decided. Mousesports can't win this round. Their economy is going to spiral into a very bad place, and Cloud9 will have a big chance to take a really huge lead. So a lot rides on this one round. There is
the anti-rush.
Yeah, and there was a potential triple stack towards top banana again. They were anticipating a rush from Cloud9, in fact.
Yeah, they were very quick to call that off, however. Oscar has already rotated back to Arch. This is going to be an extended hit here from Cloud9. Dennis picks up one, and it's Oscar helping him out. They fall right into it. The flash completely ineffective, and that shreds Cloud9 when they try and push into that crossfire. It isn't pretty. Stewie, devilishly handsome, yes, and he gets headshots too.
Yeah, he's pretty much a champion at that, but he still finds himself in a 1 versus 3, and if only someone had been singing the virtues of controlling top mid, maybe Cloud9 could have done the same on their side, because Mousesports just set up a great crossfire, and a really classic one as well, like nothing super inventive about it, just how you would like to see it, in my opinion. So
yeah, I don't think we saw the boost once from Cloud9 on their CT side.
Nope, we did not.
Yes, keep peeking them one after another.
Still has 45 seconds. He's going to go and take at least a look into middle. If they let go of a 1 versus 4 against Stewie, then Mousesports are going to be shreked, aren't they? Down in the pit, Dennis is waiting. He's got a good angle, but he's also low on health, so this AK can win the fight pretty quickly. Is he going to get the angle? Stewie sees it. He's going to make his way out. Dennis with the refrag instead for the triple kill. Solid play on Dennis' part. 10-9 is the scoreline. They barely make it out of that round, but they will win it.
Oh, man. How many people did they have here? Dennis, Oscar, Rops. The crossfire was brilliant. Perfect play from Mousesports and an actual aggressive setup, allowing for Dennis to fall back. You see, you take that first shot at top mid, didn't work. Oh, I could still fall back to pit behind cart. Gives you options, right? That's what you want to see on a CT side of Inferno. Do not be too predictable and just play passive every round.
From Cloud9's point of view, there definitely was a distinctive lack of grenades going into that top mid push, which they had the smokes up, sure, but there was something not quite working out in that department, so maybe they can fix that for later. 10-9 the scoreline. Tactical timeout being called by Cloud9 here. just wanting to make sure they get everything in the right order. Skadoodle's picked up an AWP, but Oscar has one as well. Remember, he was dropped the UMP in the previous round by Robs, so he could do that no problem, which is pretty important. 20 kills on Stewie.
Yeah, I mean, Stewie, that is kind of going according to plan. We need to see the rest of them start to wake up, though. Nothing in Shroud, though, really. I'm liking this. Nothing Shroud automatic, all around the same level. There isn't really a weak spot on Cloud9. It just happens to be Stewie just doing a lot of the work. But then, you know, part of the contract.
Setting up for what looks like a pretty quick execute towards Archway. Flashes go through again, and Mousesports are entirely out of a position to deal with this kind of a thing. They sadly slow it down, Cloud9. If they kept pushing, that would have been big. They couldn't really know that, but they actually would have caught a really good timing on the CT side. Robs, fairly aggressive with the Max 7, looking to get that kill. On the other side, Stewie going to be able to live through it, but now they're hunting for him. Oscar gets a kill on automatic. Can they find Robs? They know he's up here somewhere. Getting close is dangerous, but Stewie will manage it. Shroud goes down to Dennis. He was flashed just at the wrong time, and Oscar gets one more frag, taking down nothing. Stewie and Skadoodle left. Need to find a way out of this one, and Skadoodle just gonna go for the bomb plant, actually. Looked like maybe he could have tried for that shot, but instead wants the money for his team. Now he's obviously trapped in the corner, and he somehow misses that kill. Don't ask me how.
What?
Oscar took the shot. Was that through something?
Through his teammate, maybe?
Did he shoot through the wall?
Maybe we can get a replay of that.
Yeah, maybe we could.
All I'm thinking is that was pretty clever stuff from Ska, but a lot of hesitation on his part. I'm wondering if it was just full flash when he was coming up.
Oh, God, he did it. I did think that was something. There was something wrong about the fact that it was him getting the kill, because everyone else coming from the other angles, I thought for sure it'd be one of them. Like, LOL was right in front, right? All right. Well, that happened. What can you say about that?
Putting the op to good use. A lot of nades going into Banana, as per the usual. And pressure in second mid here from Cloud9. But again, I think Rop's having a big impact last round as well with that Swag 7. These aggressive holds in apartments are kind of throwing Cloud9 off, because he stayed alive forever. And that stopped one of the pincers from moving in there for Cloud9.
Look at this again now. Top mid control for Mousesports. I hope everyone at home is noticing this is a really big switch up from how Cloud9 were defending on this side. They are going to fall back, and they might actually be caught completely in the open. Oh, the Molotov has got to buy time. If that wasn't there and the execute was coming in, it's essentially a waterfall play coming out of the apartments here, so they would have been in a lot of trouble. Now, they're in great positions for it. Although they did have a grenade in hand there. Dennis with a bit of a mistiming. He still picks up a kill, goes for the spray and continuing to try and stay alive. Instead, Shroud picks up 3 quick kills and leaving Chris and Lowell to try and retake. That, if he didn't have a grenade in hand, that would have probably been the round.
Lowell has the Molotov. Lowell, where are you going to use it? He's going to put it to pit instead of onto site. Interesting. I mean, that can potentially force Shroud out, but not really. It's so deep, that pit, that he can just keep that angle closed, and they're wasting so much time on the clock right now. It's only Lowell who has a kit for Mousesports. The smoke is going to get committed, and automatic point blank finds the headshot. Skadoodle will gun down Chris J, and a hard eco round win here for Cloud9, Anders. That is not a pretty sight for Mousesports. Yeah, Oscar, a little bit of the face bomb. It's a semi-face bomb. He isn't quite fully committed yet. We're not to Nico levels just yet, but you know, it's just kind of like, oh no, what have we done?
Ein Katastrophen? Maybe I'm not actually, maybe that would be a German. I think maybe. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
I mean, you had the accent down.
Yeah, I took German for 7 years, I think. So I just forgot all of it. I can still watch news broadcasts and like read most of it, but I just can't speak it anymore. It's gone out of my mind. I'm sorry.
Your German professor is listening right now, shaking his head.
Hers. She was very friendly. She said my final exam, she said, you used quite a few words that actually aren't in the German language, but we'll give you some extra marks for creativity. I was like, I love it.
What kind of a teacher is that?
Let's not worry about that anymore.
I will encourage you not actually learning the material.
I think she realized it was lost cause anyway. Like, there's no improving this beyond this point. 11, 10, 20 second round here. And an absolute steal from Cloud9. I can almost guarantee that if Dennis... And it's not his fault, you know, he thought, I'll just grenade into... Oh, they're all coming out. And then the fact that Robson Pit got flashed at this very same time, it was just, disaster upon disaster over that side of the map. But that can very well lose Mousesports a chance to make it into Lanxess Arena. That one round has a huge implication of what's coming next. Now we have 3 UMPs, 2 M4s, almost no grenades at all, and that's all of their bank used on this. So if they don't win this with Chris pushing through, it might just happen anyway. Stewie and Skadoodle going down. How does that happen? Now, I don't know what Counter-Strike is being played here, but it's certainly out of the ordinary.
Chaotic. How do Cloud9 always get into chaotic matches like this? There's just nonsensical things happen. They're just going to try and rush him down. In fact, Chris, he does make it back to new boxes, and so this trap is set. He's got the UMP. Perfect flash thrown in from CT. It looks like nothing may have spotted him. Doesn't matter. Oscar will find the shot on Shroud. That was in mid, and he's got the bomb. Cloud9, they haven't a chance in hell in this round. Chris, insult to injury. 3 kills, another shot through with the UMP, and he just charged it. They didn't stand a chance. The instant headshot on Skadoodle, too. Chris, that's where you see like, some of that Opper aim come into play. Just boom. No chance wasted.
Tactical timeout for Cloud9 to try and, I don't know, find the blame for the failure in that last round. Who's going to get a hand, like a finger chopped off or something? What's the punishment?
Do they have to chop off their own finger as well, like in the Yakuza? Is that it? You have failed. The Cloud family.
The Cloud family. Get Jack in here with a machete.
No. Jack doesn't move for the team. Over the webcam.
Over the webcam. Maybe. This is just a horrible turn of events. You steal around like that, and then you give it right back. The Lord giveth. The Lord take it away. I don't know what we're watching here, because that's pretty much unacceptable. You've got everything you need to get a really big lead. If they had won that round, they would have jumped from 11 to 13. Right? There would have been a 13-10 situation instead of 11-11, with now an 8WP back in the hands of Oscar. Somewhere, Moses having an aneurysm.
Yeah, actually, I hope that somebody's recording his
now
reactions.
pushing down towards the middle, and Dennis will be getting a quick trade and takes down Stewie, dropping the bomb as well. And now the push coming in from Banana as well, automatic there to get the instant refrag. What is happening? No one can hold the lead for more than just 2 seconds while we try and cast this game. Robs and Oscar are left 2 versus 3.
What is going on? Automatic is all the way back in T-spawn now. He's roasting on his own nade. Get out. 31 HP left. Well, talk about chaos. They're in one of the circles right now. Automatic is everywhere and nowhere.
Maybe we have been visited by Kek after all. Is the god of chaos, as you know.
Praise.
1 versus 3, and Oscar is covering an empty bomb site with an AWP. He does make it look intense though, because he's looking all over the place. Really, he's ready for it. But now he's realizing I'm just going to save this off instead. So, well, in spite of a bad start, Automatic just pops out of the sewer like a rat and just takes 3 kills. Why not?
Rats rule, man. Rats rule.
Yeah, the big rat that makes all the rules.
21.
Yeah, on Oscar and Stewie both.
Yeah, Stewie, though, it's been a few rounds now for Stewie. So he was at what? He's been at 20-21 for a while now. A few rounds. Instead, it's his teammates who are kind of catching up, continuing to close that gap. And Skadoodle has also picked up a couple of kills here in this second half. But it just feels like Cloud9, they can't do it easy. You know, it has to be dirty, has to be chaotic.
Can't say it's not entertaining.
Exactly, though. Exactly. I mean, maybe they want it to go, just like with Na'Vi. You know what? We'll do it better this time, boys. We'll go full 40 rounds each.
Look at this. Automatic. The rat play. Autoratic? I don't know.
Actually, it doesn't sound bad.
There's a hybrid going on there. 24th round. And, again, Orb still on Oscar. They managed to save the previous round. All AKs on the Cloud9 side. If they win it here, again, this is an economic question now for both teams. None of them can really afford a loss. Cloud9 have slightly more money, but not really that much. So this is a lot on the line here. And great grenades coming in, but good counter flash coming out there to try and help out Chris. And that's a kill, taking down Skadoodle. And now they're going to pull up the Molotovs here. Smart play, trying to fall back, and they'll be successful. Wow.
I'm impressed.
But Dennis went down on the other side of the map to nothing, so
it was all for naught. Shroud is just waiting for that guy to take a peek. Rops is thinking about it. He's definitely thinking about it, but it's not going to happen anytime soon, it looks like.
Look at the rotation from Mousesports. This is very dangerous. They rotate 3 people through CT spawn in the middle of the round, but they did it to get Oscar in here so they can have 3 on A. I love this choice from Mousesports. I think this is a really good idea.
Yeah, he can be the one to make the difference. All of the smokes are coming in now. 2 smokes, and they can plant in that smoke.
Yeah, but they're not even doing that. They just want to try and see if they can get Stewie to sneak in. He hasn't spotted the top of his face. He doesn't know now. He sees it, but the scope should give it away. Stewie still making the jump. He must have heard that. That's a really big risk. He might have thought that he was playing on the coils or the coffins instead. But that's potentially a lethal mistake. 27 seconds left now to push towards A, where all 3 members of Mousesports are holding automatic. He gets 1 kill, still a 2-on-3, running and spraying, nothing, turning around for the headshot on low. I have no idea how. And now can they get the bomb down? 14 seconds. He's planting, he's being covered. No, he's not actually planting yet. Automatic going for the deep plant instead in a 2-on-2.
Now does Oscar actually manage to pull this off right through the edge? Thought there was a chance there for Oscar to take the peek, but he's too worried about the man in pit until Rops can deal with this. Nothing remains a thorn in their side, and there is a crossfire established. Can they turn this into a series of duels here, Mousesports, and press forward? And sure enough, there we go. Rops gets the drop on nothing, and automatic, not able to find the kill. Surprising lack of ability there from automatic to get the job done.
He's got nowhere to stand on the bomb side as soon as his teammate goes down in pit. Then it's just all hell from there on out. Mousesports winning a massive round and another tactical timer. Is that the last they have? Cloud9? I feel like they've taken 3 already.
Yep.
I'm not good at counting.
Unless it's Mousesports calling for it, which would be
no,
interesting.
it is Cloud9. It's Cloud9.
Ooh, what's Mythicsoul saying? Chris J just went through a smoke with no flash and won the round by himself. I would smash the table so hard. Hey, you know, these are expensive tables here at ESL. Hopefully the players are not putting their fists through them. It was pretty fun, though, because at PGL, during the qualifiers, I was getting told, you know, it's like, oh, it's a good thing. After the Godsent game, it's a good thing we reinforced those desks. Because then we saw the footage of Twish just, like, slamming the desk 3 times.
Listen, I love that. I think that was obviously on top Reddit and people having a lot of discussion. I suddenly, at once watching that video from Twist, I became very interested in him as a player, because I feel like that's the best measure of how much emotion he's invested into the game, and that makes me instantly a fan.
Absolutely, same. Likewise. I mean, it's not like he did that mid-half or mid-round or whatever, right? Where it could totally tilt his team. He did that after losing the spot in the major. I mean, you can't blame the guy for being just beside himself.
Here it comes, 25th round. Everything is on the line. Both teams currently 4 rounds away from making it in or going home. There's quite a lot on the line. Grenade raining in. A great grenade onto Mousesports. That's a lot of damage being dished out. They haven't even seen anyone yet. They are trying to get the counter grenades in. Flashes coming through. Stewie turning around for it. He actually read the play just perfectly, and somehow Lowell for the smoke takes down Skadoodle as well. So 2-for-1 trade. Lowell with the double kill in the FAMAS. Cloud9, how do they bring this round back?
Oh, buddy. They got to go for some NA play here. The only problem is that Stewie's dead. Automatic. Maybe he can make it work. Right on the edge of the smoke. This is on timing. Not sure if Lowell saw the gun barrel. Yep, he just barely spots him on the edge of the smoke, and it's falling apart here for Cloud9, Anders.
But the bomb is actually back towards T-spawn, so even if they get the kill here, they can't just execute on it immediately. Shroud has gone and picked it up, so nothing. Who's been playing very well in the group stage of this tournament, needs to really step it up. Somehow Oscar gets the leg shot on him, I think maybe even through the wall. That's so outrageous. Now sneaking through, and we've got 20 or 35 seconds here. Still 2 on the A bomb site, so if they can win this first fight, maybe there's something to fight for still. Oh, nothing. Gotta put out the Molotov. I wished he would have saved it.
At the same time, he's not able to take the fight, it looks like, and that smoke was about to clear. Needed to buy a little bit of time perhaps for his teammate to get that plant safely. But now they need to get into... It's so tough because it isn't the perfect after plant situation. You want to have, one behind new boxes and one in dark. That's the one Molotov that Mousesports actually had to clear out an angle. So now it's all on Shroud. He's got a Galil, he's got to hit some headshots, and nothing as well from Banana. Will they deliver?
Oh, the pre-fire actually takes the kill. Shroud gets one, and he's still got a bit more left. 8 bullets here, goes for the tab, takes another one in. Now Lowell has to go for the ace clutch, and he's going to get the first on Shroud, and now he comes out with the kit, tapping the bomb once, and nothing's waiting for it on the other side. Lowell gets it, but there's no time. It's the ace fail instead. Oh no! Mousesports losing the round, and Cloud9 now being up to 13. Imagine putting that much effort into a round with your Lowell, and you still can't get it.
Like how much work?
That first kill from nothing when they walk out is so good. He draws all the attention away. No one is looking for Shroud in that corner any longer, and he can just do a bit of work on his own.
Yeah.
And now we've got the tactical timer for Mousesports. Oh man, this is again one of the teams going to make it into the arena here. This is really big.
We evolved from the half facepalm to the full facepalm on Oscar. That's when you know things are starting to get serious here, Anders. That's when you know it's on the line. Because they only have one tactical timeout left here from Mousesports. Cloud9 have used all of their tactical timeouts in this map. I love it. Sometimes you see teams, I mean, Fnatic earlier. There were many opportunities to use timeouts to try and break up the pace. We just didn't see it happen. Here, at least both of these teams, they're willing. They're saying, right, we've got 2 minutes worth of dead time where we can talk things and try and slow down the pace. Use them all. Everything is on the line here in this match. You have to do it. Especially because Mousesports actually have a coach behind them who is going to want to try and chime in here and tell Mousesports what they're doing wrong.
I'm starting to develop a feeling that a lot of the rounds that Cloud9 lose on this second half are because they lose the fight in Banana. So I would consider soon waiting. Like, don't take it right away. Just give it a wait, make sure they've used all their grenades and everything, and then go for it.
Well, this time, it's quite the pressure over here towards the A side on Cloud9's part. And this time, Mousesports have gone for the stack on B. And so we've got a different scenario here. Dennis point blank sees that 75, gets the headshot, but it's not good enough. Nothing survives with 4 HP. Disgusting. And, well, man advantage now for Cloud9, and they don't need to rush. Take all the time in the world and see exactly. Look for a reaction. You have all the time.
Yeah, this is absolutely the right play. And actually nothing, if we could take a look at him, he's about to set up that grenade I was talking about earlier. The flashbang in towards quad. Very powerful if anyone is holding there. It bounces into the skybox and then back down in the lane, and you really won't have any time to react, so love to see it. Oscar goes down, Rob's next, and now Chris. Not much he can do at this point here, so that will make it 14 to 12. The money for Mousesports. At least it's respectable. Actually, Oscar can get an AWP, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to be cutting it pretty fine, but he will. Actually, 6,100, yeah. So he's doing pretty good. The rest of his team, though, very limited in what they can actually afford to get. It's going to be a very light buy here for Mousesports if they commit to the rifles. Almost want to see a few of them go for the UMPs. And sure enough, we will have Chris J and Lowell going for the UMPs just so they can get the nades and the kits. Most importantly, those kits. You do not want to be losing a bomb plant situation here just because you went for a rifle and couldn't afford a kit. Nade combo to top banana already. And well, we'll see actually. Cloud9, they're looking like they want to challenge this pretty quick. The flash is into top, and Chris, he's going to be under heat.
They haven't won many of these fights at Banana, and once again, Chris is going to come out on top, taking down Stewie. And the counter grenades are so good. Chris should still be dying here. The Molotov's right on top of him, so this time they're a bit better. The other times, Chris has actually managed to fall back, but there's a secondary plan here for Mousesports, which is the fact that there's still 2 people on this bomb site. And are they going to be aware? Shot rings out with the AWP. Lowell going to go for a really wide peek, and now they should realize that's the last player on the B bomb side, but can they challenge Oscar?
It doesn't look like they want to. They slow it down, in fact. I mean, they still have Shroud, who's lurking over outside of A apartments in second mid. So it's not all 3 of them ready. I bet you if all 3 are there, they just go charging onto that site and look to overwhelm them. But 55 seconds left on the clock means that Cloud9 still have quite a bit of time to work with, and they still have so much utility. There's a single HE grenade on Mousesports to stop a push with. Cloud9, they still have 3 smokes. They are very well equipped, and it looks like Shroud is finally going to start peeling off towards that B site, towards Banana. 35 seconds left. But they have the smokes necessary for the CT. They can put one down on Coffin as well so that Oscar can't get this shot off when they decide to make the push happen. Just be thorough here, Cloud9. Don't skip any steps.
Yeah, they're not right now. Oscar about to be in a lot of trouble. He's got a tough choice to make here because he can either try and sneak in the first kill, buy time for his teammates to come in, or he can just say, let's go for the full 3-on-3 retake. Looks like he's challenging the smoke. He's right at the edge. That's so dangerous. They were already pre-firing it. There's only 4 seconds. If he gets the kill, shoots through, tags nothing, and oh no! He can't quite make it. The bomb goes down. If he could have done it, if that could have been a headshot instead, maybe there would have been enough time. And Dennis and Rob's going to make a run for it. Cloud9 now on match point here. 15 to 12. 1 single round away from making the Lanxess Arena and the playoffs of ESL One Cologne 2017. I mean, this is definitely an exciting game. I can't believe it's come to this, and I don't know, it's really, really thin margins that make the difference between a win and a loss right now. And maybe the money is going to be the biggest difference at the moment for Mousesports.
It has to be the biggest deal here. They're going to be able to save 2 guns, great, but They've only lost 3 rounds in a row, and so they're not getting the full 3,400 yet on the loss bonus. So most of them are going to be kind of floating around the middle. They can drop 2 UMPs. At least they have that going for them. So 2 guys should be able to pick up the Kevlar and the nades as well. But 1 guy is going to get the short end of the stick here on Mousesports. Whereas Cloud9, they are sitting pretty. Everything they need here. So what is the situation here? Rops gets dropped. Yeah, the FAMAS on Lowell. I mean, at least they have 3 guys with nades and kits. I like that. Well, 2 kits. But all Cloud9 need to do really right now, they need to think, right, okay, this is going to be a low buy. They aren't going to have everything. We just need to put pressure here and force the utility out. Throw a few of our nades in there, take some shots, but force Mousesports to use that utility, and then their lives are going to be so much easier.
We've got the crossfire at top mid between Oscar and Dennis, who actually has just fallen back. So I still like the fact that Mousesports are trying to control this part of the map. But Cloud9 have so much time to work with right now. They don't really care about it. They are just doing more or less what you're saying and waiting until some of the utility has been used by Mousesports.
I love this. Look, the aggression at top banana from Mousesports at the minute mark. They press Lowell out there. They get the smoke down as well. And so Cloud9, they invested some utility to get control of top banana. Now they're back to square one again. And whereas Mousesports, they actually have some info to go off of, like you said, Anders.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways, Mousesports are playing the CT side much more like I would prefer it. But I guess that's not the best advertising right now because they are losing the game. So
well, you lose a 4v2, you know, and the things like that, you're going to be, you know, you could be playing it correctly, but if you lose key rounds, it's going to come back to bite you.
They also lost the pistol. They've won 4 rounds in the second half. Mousesports. They need to win another 3 here to push it into overtime. They've got the stack over L. They've got 2 people over at B. Chris is going to be the first point of contact, and on the cross or CT spawn, Lowell is there, but they've got no more grenades. None of them do, so they can't buy any time. All they can get is headshots, and if they can't get them, it's maybe going to be over here. Lowell with a bit of a spray. They line up right in front of him, and he gets a big double kill. Automatic with the reply. Bomb is going to be going down, but Shroud has been taken care of in the meantime. He was over on the A side trying to get out of the apartments while that was happening. Stewie and Automatic now, 2 versus 4 to try and crush the dreams of Mousesports.
Yeah, Stewie and Automatic, if anybody, if you want 2 guys to clutch up for Cloud9, it's these 2 guys here. But Mousesports, they're not going to be subtle about this. They're going in as a unit. 4 players about to crash through from CT, just looking to overwhelm. And there's the crossfire. In effect, Stewie with 1 kill. Automatic as well. 1v2. And it's definitely possible here for Automatic if he doesn't flash himself too often. Loses the duel, though. And Oscar, he's got the kit. They've got the time. The defuse is going to go through, and Mousesports survive another round. Way too close. It looked possible there for a second that we could have another 4v2 loss for Mousesports.
Oh, that could have spiraled out of control, but it didn't. That leaves us in a strange position, especially considering the fact that Cloud9 have just used their whole bank to buy into this round. So Mousesports effectively just need to win this round, and they almost cruise right into overtime, because then they'll have all the rifles and everything, and Cloud9 most certainly won't. So we'll see. Still wonder if the American side are going to continue to fight for this banana control so early on. I'm not sure what the urgency is to go this fast, but they are going to go for it. They still have Lowell pushed up with Chris covering him from behind.
They're out of HEs, though. Cloud9. So they won't be able to actually try and do any damage here to Lowell. No AWP either, so they can't put a shot through that wall. Somewhat limited on the options. There's the flash. Lowell goes for the peek. Sure enough, he'll find the kill, and he manages to dart back to safety. Not a single point of damage taken. And now Cloud9, well, you know, it's quickly evaporating from under you.
Wait, on the old version of Inferno, there's a very common thing that would happen because the CTs could smoke bottom banana. The Ts would do a boost tower with an AWP to look over that smoke. Why not just do the same here? I mean, even if there's no smoke, just wait until someone from Mousesports peaks. They do it every round, more or less. Automatic trying to be a bit of a nuisance and lurking into that B bomb side. He almost got the angle on the fountain, but he has to fall back instead. And now the real issue for me, at least, is the time. It's only 35 seconds, and they have the bomb in middle.
I mean, at least the Mousesports are very limited in their information, but they still have 2 players with anti-flashes. So when the push does come through, Mousesports, they have some tools here to make life more difficult for Cloud9. But it's looking like it's going to be a straight rush up short. 2 players. Automatic still waiting outside of Arch. There we go. The first shot comes in from Rops on balcony. Shroud not able to refrag. 2 defenders here in the pit area for Mousesports. This is perfect. Although Automatic gets in the perfect spot. They needed to get that kill on Dennis, but he stays alive, and he can make the difference here. He's buying more and more time.
Sorry, for a second. The round is done. that was the bomb down in the middle of everything, and Dennis to save it. That one kill on the guy on the bomb site is everything they needed. 15-14, no bomb plant, no money for Cloud9. They have 2,000 or less on almost all of their players here. This could very well be overtime. I can't imagine the stress on all of these players now. The dream, one of the dreams anyway, for surely every Counter-Strike player currently playing at a professional level has to be playing in the Lanxess Arena. That's one of the things that everyone wants to accomplish at one point or another. And the obstacle right here, well, you see it in front of you, trying to close out this Inferno game. With Cloud9, just one big entry. Get close with the Tech9. This time at least they're not fighting as heavily for banana control, and Mousesports are being very relaxed on that side of the map too.
It does look like they're just going to bite the bullet. Delayed take of top banana. No early kill though for Mousesports and banana, at least this time around. So Cloud9 have a little bit more room to maneuver with. Chris J and Lowell looking to duel it up. Oh, are they going to go for the boost at new boxes?
Yeah,
probably we saw this earlier from Heroic.
Probably just boost Lowell up there and let him stick around.
That's so insanely frustrating. This is going to be so difficult. The push begins, and Lowell assassinates one, sprays down another, and Chris is still alive here to help out.
Got not that many counter grenades still, but Lowell is doing his work with the FAMAS. Actually, a team kill coming in, and Chris with a headshot to close it out. I mean, they were just trying to anticipate that. Either way, it was going to be nearly impossible there. So 15-15 overtime is going to be played here between Cloud9 and Mousesports in the deciding game. You could not possibly ask for more. Automatic is now overtaken everybody and is dropping 25 kills in regulation. Definitely good news.
You know, the toll on Stewie here calling on the T side is definitely telling. He's dropped off a bit on his performance, where he had a very strong first half. He was leading the pack for Cloud9. I mean, there is something to be said for the rest of Cloud9 coming through, but again, it still seems like Cloud9, they struggle to close out games. They get ahead, and then it's just that classic issue of just not being able to shut it down and pick up the W. So now, well, once again, Cloud9 in overtime. Not Na'Vi this time, it's Mousesports, their opponents, 15-15, and we're looking for the first to get to 19 rounds here. You'll notice, we're gonna start to see the fancy guns come out here because both teams start with $16,000. So Chris J pulling a bit of a flamey. He's gone straight for the Scar. Look at that, he's gone straight for the Scar 20.
This is an interesting boost though. Over the smoke, and he gets a flick, Oscar. I don't know how he sees it. I mean, with the X-ray, it looks perfectly reasonable. Without the X-ray, I can guarantee you that's not easy. Oscar, the top fragger for Mousesports, Stewie. Could tell he wanted to move through that smoke. Almost ready for it. That's the top fragger for Cloud9 down in the first round of overtime. And that auto sniper, I mean, Cloud9 have been pushing that banana position almost all the time. I think it makes sense to go for the wall bang. Does quite an alarming amount of damage when you shoot through that wall.
Absolutely. There we go.
Well, could they go for a sort of a quad take here? I'm saying that because nothing is standing in that position. We saw the flashbang earlier, but from the railing here, you can actually throw pretty good smokes towards Arch anyway from the same position. So it's just going to be the flashbang, it seems. He could put in a smoke towards Arch first, but no one is going to be there to be flashed on the other side, which is a bit of a shame. Otherwise, that could be the opening that they need. And certainly they're going to get into quad. Sort of turn into it a bit early there, Stewie. 25 seconds left, and now they're walking into a three-man stack on the A side.
This is Mousesports' favorite sort of situation, man. We saw how effective it was in the past. In the big round, the 14th, the 29th, whatever. This is now going to be the push moment here. They are out of time. 10 seconds left on the clock, and Merops, Oscar picking up frags left and right. Merops just shredding them from the pit.
Yeah.
He doesn't even look like he believes in himself. He's like, did I do that? Did I get them to line up?
Triple kill for him, 22 overall. And obviously, a bit of a prodigy himself.
Absolutely.
Just coming out of playing FPL or whatever it was, and suddenly everyone is talking about him. And I think for good reason. 16-15, Mousesports win the first round of overtime here. Cloud9 can still buy.
And again, Cloud9 looking to put the pressure on top banana. This time, however, well, that was Oscar over at Arch, but Lowell and Chris is actually backed off. There's the flash. Perfect timing. Stewie's ready this time, though. The wall bank shot on automatic. You thinking this is going to be easy? No, Stewie even barely gets out of there intact. 18 HP left on him.
You must feel so defeated at that moment, because for once, Cloud9 actually win the banana fight, and then the Scar 20 wall bang to take you down. Oscar, if he sees that no one is here, he could try and do it again. Hasn't spotted anyone out. He's still scoped. They're throwing grenades, but they're landing behind him. Oscar getting the kill with the AWP. Misses the shot, but so does Stewie. Very odd engagement that's going up here. He's trying to buy time with the Molotov. Oscar doing even more work now for the double. Shroud and Stewie are in a lot of trouble. Grenade could have almost taken down Stewie. Everybody is flashed on either side of this ridiculous fight that's happening inside of the smoke. Oscar comes out with a kill and takes the last one for the quad as well. Absolute magic here. 17-15.
Not this time, says Oscar. You're not getting in. Between Chris J and Oscar, what a disgusting round if you're Cloud9. Chris did so much damage to Stewie there. The perfect timing from Oscar. What a play from him. It's just straight that, there isn't much to analyze there. It's just, well, they kind of just ran at each other, and Oscar proved to be this immovable object that you just weren't getting rid of at top banana.
It's really bugging me now that they're so intent on taking this banana control, because I feel like Cloud9 just aren't winning this fight. And there are other options, you know. Just try and fall towards Arch instead and just go and attack the A-bomb side. Have one guy flashing over the wall or something like that. Maybe, or do it later or something. At least Skadoodle's going to win the first fight there, and maybe that's enough to force them back, leaving just Lowell here. Finally something working out for Cloud9.
Yeah.
After banging their heads against the wall for just a long time.
Oh, they're desperate at this point, Cloud9. If Mousesports pick up 3 rounds, that'll put them on match point. You need to pick up 1 here in the first half, Cloud9. And they are working their way closer together onto the site. Little do they know, however, Lowell going to get the shot of his life. Easy peasy. Picks up 1 kill. Headshot on Ska, and Stewie not able to trade because he doesn't know that Lowell is alone on the site. He'll eventually find the headshot, and that's probably enough of a signal for his teammates to start rotating back. But then Mousesports, they strike. Top mid, Rops at the peak, putting the pressure on.
Oh, that could have been an absolute disaster there. Nothing could have gone down with the bomb as well. Shroud lingering around in Boiler, and he gets the kill. That fight from Stewie is so great against Lowell because he heard Lowell weren't running back. So he knew exactly where he was. That was quite well played from Stewie. Bomb down, last round of the first half of overtime here. They have to go for the retake, 2 versus 3. Are they going to try and go for the boost? It seems like it. That's already a good start, but at some point they're going to have to make the cross, and should be perfect here. Stewie gets a kill, and leaving Dennis in a 1-on-3.
Dennis now. Bomb is a ticking. He's going to wait out the smoke, but now you got to commit. You're going to have to look for this fight as quickly as possible, and they're all holding close as well. They should just peek him, but it doesn't really matter. Stewie will be able to pick up his 3rd kill of the round, and Cloud9 are able to pick up at least 1 round. We finished the first half at 2-1 in Mousesports' favor. So Mousesports need another 2 rounds here in the second half to close this out and play on the stage tomorrow.
Electro tweeting, huge individual plays this game. If Mouse are going to win, this feels like it's up to the likes of Oscar. So, yeah, I mean, that's, yeah, that could be. It could be. Oscar is currently, just to point out that the Electro isn't just making stuff up here. 29 kills on him, leading the scoreboard overall. Yeah, I think he might be right. I mean, you normally don't like to say that it has to be individual plays because that's such a risky way to play, but we've seen some of these rounds be down to exactly that.
Yep, chaos.
17-16, second half, first round of overtime coming in here. 2 rounds for Mousesports, 3 for Cloud9. Or maybe we'll go on another overtime adventure.
Why not, Anders? You know, I do enjoy watching Cloud9 play, just because I know that Moses is suffering so much the whole time.
That does add just the right kind of flavor to this game, doesn't it?
Spicy.
Spicy. Oh, Dennis with a decision to make. Falling back would mean taking more fire damage. Moving forward means moving into the grenade. Now he's taking even more damage. He's down to 17 health. That's an uncomfortable beginning to a round. Nothing playing at the edge of the smoke. He's taking a lot of damage here. Unnecessarily, perhaps. The Robs will get him killed, and still, look at the health on Robs and Dennis. This can be one, definitely. Skadoodle and Stewie look like they're setting up a bit of a mind game over on this B side.
Yeah, Ska. He's going to get those anti-flashes out. There's the follow-up. Not going to be nearly as effective, but he's still going to be able to pick up the first kill. Stewie collects the shot on Dennis, and, well, this defense is just impregnable. Oscar finally gets the headshot, and he's going to go ahead, point blank, no scope onto Stewie. He's got the time to pick up the bomb as well. 1v2, and it's Lekro. You know, it's just, he just sees the future. It's on Oscar again here. 1v2 clutch. Can he make it do it? Can he make it happen?
Oh, we're about to find out. They have a smoke, and that's a really big counter to that AWP. But he has a Tech 9 as well, so maybe he could just shoot through it anyway. Oscar moving in, mid-air shot taken down automatic, and now it's another shot ringing out, almost getting Shroud, who's straight on the defuse. The smoke is there. He actually likes him through. Oscar with the kill and the Tech 9. He clutches the round. 4 kills for him again, bringing Mousesports one step closer to the Lanxess Arena. What a god. Currently 33 kills in overtime, but still.
I'm speechless. And just the lack of emotion from Oscar as well. All he does is just a little grin. But even just, it's just like the hint of a grin. Like, oh, yeah, I know I'm good. I know I'm good. It's all right. You don't have to shut my ear off. Maximum violence right here.
Yeah, he certainly is. There was a lot of talk in the beginning. It was picked up on his team that he was emotionally maybe not sort of stable enough. It seemed like he was, you know, a bit hard to play with. But right now he seems to be fitting very well into this team, and the chemistry working out for Mousesports to the degree that they're 1 round away from winning. 2 rounds for Cloud9 here to force double overtime. See if they can do it. Skadoodle going to be falling back, and he's got to back up there as well. And Stewie, who's not boosted and really can't be boosted at this point in time. Mousesports, is it just going to be a raw B execute? Skadoodle, he can probably fall back, but this is actually going to be hard for Cloud9 to hold, I think.
Yeah, I think so too, because all 5 players for Mousesports are coming this way. Not just the 4, nobody lurking in mid. This is going to be brute force, straight blunt trauma onto B site, and Skadoodle is now alone. Stewie is rotated all the way back into CT. Looks like he's getting second thoughts about it, though. He's starting to come back over towards construction. But still, Ska is the first line of defense. 35 seconds left. And Mousesports, it's time to go. Nowhere to run, Ska. And he's full blind as well.
They're not going to respect the smoke. They just charge right through it. Some great counter flashes coming out now. Stewie has got them all lined up in front. He's got the M4, all 30 bullets. First goes down, second almost happening. They jump through. Stewie with a quick triple kill, taking almost every single one down. That's such a great position. Dennis trying to fight his way back, but that won't happen. 17-18, and Stewie with the hero play. No panic at all in that spray. It's tempting to just go full spray in that situation, but he didn't.
I'm just so happy to see the Existence flash back in play. Did you recognize that?
Yeah. Yeah, flash into the wall.
Flash into the wall and just run right out into it, and it worked perfectly. Oh, man.
Well, last round of overtime coming in. Mousesports, they have everything they need to make this work, and I think that B execute was just a fine idea. But Stewie had different ones.
Young Stu the Beast. Ska getting naded into oblivion here, perhaps. It's going to get hot, and they come right around the corner, but he backs off just in the nick of time.
Almost gets stuck on that corner.
You're getting caught all over the place here. The tension building. Man, what is this? It's just a nade battle right now. Bombardment, but the smoke will finally cancel out the Molotov. Rob's taking points. Skadoodle going to hit the shot. Not going to miss a chance like that. However, he might be getting a little bit greedy here with his nades. They're closing in, and he will get traded by Chris.
Did he just jump over the AWP shot? Dennis getting a headshot on Stewie. It's evaporating for Cloud9. They must win this round, otherwise it's bye-bye. 3 versus 4, flashing his way through Automatic, trying to hunt down Oscar. That's a big kill. And because Dennis is so low, Automatic is doing even more work. Chris and Dennis, they've got almost no health left. The bomb is only just planted. They don't have the time. They need to buy a lot more time here on the Mousesports side. Cloud9 pushing for double overtime here in the elimination match. And there's a kill on Chris. Now it's a 1-on-2, and Dennis is going to be dropped as well. Double OT in effect. Cloud9 staying alive just a bit longer. This is a maddening game. 30 kills on Stewie, 29 on Automatic, 33 on Oscar. Everybody's showing up to play right now.
All I can think right now in my head is how heartbreaking would it be for Cloud9 to start getting into an overtime duel and lose it again?
Well, I mean, either that or they've become used to it.
What, have they ascended?
They've just accepted that that's how things are.
Fight to the bitter end, and then just barely miss out. But I mean, This is an elimination match, in case you were wondering, in case you're just tuning in. Both of these teams are tied 2-2. You need 3 map wins to get onto that main stage in the arena here in Cologne. One of the standout premier tournaments of the year. Everybody wants to play on that stage.
Yes.
And it's all or nothing now, but, well, first to 22, Anders. So it begins. So it begins.
It's so exciting. It's exciting as a player. It's exciting as a caster as well. You know that, you know, what, 14,000 people or something are watching this game right now, and they're going to be there tomorrow as well. I trust you guys are going to be loud and ready for that one, because it's such a feeling. See what Mousesports can do. First team to get 22 rounds now. That's the magic number that we need. Nothing trying for a rare peek into the apartments. That's not something we see very often. It can go bad in many ways, as can the sneak through the smoke there. Chris J's had a pretty hard game. I think he's 16 kills overall. But given that we're now past regulation, that's just a bit low. It's not horrible. But, you know, you'd love to see just a couple of good rounds out of him. Maybe that would make the difference.
Yeah, I think it would. I think it would, but the responsibility calling the shots as well might be weighing pretty heavy on his shoulders.
Oh, definitely.
All of this pressure, and if you make a single mistake, when you make mistakes against Ska,
this is the nip play, well, more or less. One guy lurking by Boiler or Arch, and the rest pushing in. Dennis immediately down, robs this out as well, so that whole part of the plan has disappeared. Cloud9 with a fantastic start here to the second overtime. Oscar, he was very good, and he's been clutching some huge rounds, but with just 17 seconds in a 1 versus 4. Could be done, but only about 1 in a million, and Automatic making sure this wasn't one of them.
Yeah, taking bullets to the dome isn't exactly part of the play. You know, Nip didn't get that far. Nip would usually find the opening kill when they executed this strat. Because that play is old as sin, right? Where you just leave one player lurking, you group up, you get the death ball, and you swamp.
Yeah, and I mean, just to point out, in case anyone is new and is not quite sure what's the point of having someone over there, it's mainly that when the rotation from A starts to happen, it's absolute hell if your players rotating in suddenly are in a weird battle over by the other side of the map. It can be very hard to deal with. Not to mention just getting a count on how many players are rotating, you know? If you're by that archway and you see all 3 players running into library, well, then you know there's at max 2 on the other side. If you kill one of them, then the other side is just fighting, you know, a 3v1 or a 4v1, or who, depending on who's dead, right? But that's a lot of information, like an enormous amount of information in terms of, you know, fighting. So that means if he goes into construction or something, you could just say, well, we'll just rush him from both sides. You know, we know he's alone. Then they're gonna. So yeah, it works on so many different levels. It's quite cool. 19-18, and we shall see what Mousesports and Cloud9 can give us here. It's good news for Cloud9 winning the first round on the CT side, definitely.
Well, yeah, because I think they needed a bit of a breath of fresh air there. They're keeping the streak alive, keeping their hopes alive.
Throwing a classic matchmaking grenade that doesn't hit the window.
Oh, this is a little bit different here from Mousesports, though. Quite a few players up in apartments. We don't get to see this too often. Molotov is going to get chucked out on short by nothing. He's going to get spotted, but that sets it up for Shroud from Pit to pick up a kill.
That was very bold by Robs. He kept pushing. Now the flash is in and nothing to pick up the kill. But this is some smart and routine play. Not going for the peek again, just waiting for it. He knew there was another player there, but that's everything that nothing should have done.
Oh, Automatic will be there before Dennis. Dennis has a smoke, though. So he could potentially block him off if he's there quick enough. He's got the smoke pulled. The pin is out. Automatic just going to go right through. There we go. Surprise. Oscar. Sadly, you lost your mate, but he did get the smoke to cover CT. You have a few more seconds left on that. And so right now, you are in a 1v1 versus Automatic. Can he hit the shot into dark? Is he going to check it? He's got to check it. Yep.
They can rebuy the AWP, so there's no reason why he wouldn't go for this fight, even though it's unlikely he's going to win it. Saving the AWP doesn't really do anything for them. There's the first kill. 1 down, 3 to go.
This guy's so good. It's so much fun to watch Oscar play. The shoulder peek to bait out the shot from Ska. Now the 1v3 with the AWP, trying to get behind the pillar. He's kind of caught on it, though. Misses the shot. There was the chance.
Yeah. But even then, Shroud had another Molotov in play, so wherever he was going to fall back to after getting that shot would have been quite a hard position to stay alive in. Still got to appreciate the effort, and yeah, right now when Oscar's in this situation, you just have to think maybe he can. It's hard to doubt him.
He just gets caught on the pillar there. He isn't able to back around the pillar. That was the end goal. If he could get behind the pillar, then he can play the the jiggle peek game. Start to bait out a response. The pressure here is mounting on Mousesports though, because Cloud9 have picked up 2 rounds in the first half. It's the same story. It's just flipped. Now Mousesports are the ones who are desperate to at least pick up 1 round in the second half. Keep those hopes alive.
It's the Stewie and Automatic duo that is making most of the work here
Same as
on Cloud9. Yeah, and that's what you want to see. I mean, I feel like that's what it was meant to be for this particular team. And the rest of the team is really not that far behind. So, yeah, this is a good version of Cloud9. 2 more rounds. They'll extinguish the hope of Mousesports, but begin the journey into the playoffs.
A North American dominated playoffs.
It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking, isn't it?
It would be, right? Liquid are already in. They topped the group.
Yep.
Had something to prove this weekend.
Optic winning their game. It's very interesting.
Oh, it's remarkable. It is remarkable. Just a flip. But one thing to consider, Cloud9 have qualified for the major. So keep that in mind. They will be in Krakow in a couple of weeks.
Now, 3 people are going to be rushing out of the apartments. They've tried this before, Mousesports, and it didn't work the last time. This time, Shroud at least shutting one down. That Molotov is just doing so much damage. They're trying to make their way through. Shroud still doing more work and lining up for a double kill there. Dennis and Chris. Oscar once again in a 1vx. He's going to take the first kill. He's got 33 seconds. This time it's a bit more doable. They're pretty close, so planting the bomb is going to be real tricky. I like the smoke. He's faking it up, but did Skadoodle hear the scope? He might have realized. 20 seconds. Skadoodle waiting on the angle. He gets the kill. The CSAT 75, 21 to 18. 1 more round here for the North American hopefuls.
Oh, man.
Oh, I mean, you just... it makes sense that Oscar's the last to be alive every time because he's the AWPer, but it's just like so much weight on his shoulders.
Every single time, I mean, and he doesn't seem to collapse under it either. He just keeps getting kills. Just wipes out nothing, makes it look easy, and then he just goes for the play to win the round. Not going to let them close in. Instead, this is it. This is why Oscar's just like a wolf. He's a predator. He's not going to sit there waiting for them to close in the night. No, he goes out and hunts. He looks for the fight.
I mean, if he gets that kill on Skadoodle, then it's
all
perfectly doable.
on.
Yeah, it's
at
definitely
that point.
Well, here it comes. Second half of the second overtime here. The elimination match all around. Cloud9 1 round away from knocking Mousesports out. Got the double AWP set up in effect for Mousesports. And Oscar, right at the edge, setting himself up for a flash. Oh, if he had gone into middle, he would have been dead immediately. He turns around. Now he realizes he's in trouble. Gonna make the bunny jump play around the corner. Gets a shot, but finally they hunt him down. Dennis goes for the long spray in a double. And now it's a 2-1-3. Oscar, he could have been dead 10 separate times in that rush, but he actually takes one with him. Shroud and Stewie are now wondering, are we still going on this A-bomb site? What's the play? We don't know how many are there. We've got 2 kills. Where's the third?
Yeah, we can slow play this. They can slow play it. Shroud now trying to check out mid. They have so much time. That's the key here. They have so much time to play with, Cloud9. And Rop's clearly thinking that they might be hanging around on Arch. Looks like he's going to wrap back around, start looking towards short. They need to have somebody on this angle. Cloud9, this would be a huge oversight if they do not just take the shot on Rops immediately, but Rops too damn good. Even stays alive to spot out Shroud. And now the rotation full on infect here for Mousesports. It's just a matter of time. Shroud going to look to get that plant. No, he's trying to find the headshot, and sure enough, he will. With 45 seconds left, if he could get this kill on Lowell, this would be massive.
With this little health, this is quite a tough position to be in. They've got Molotovs as well, so one good grenade on this bomb site, and Shroud is just out of real estate. Grenade gonna bounce around the corner if he had messed that up. Oh, a little bit more. He could have actually exploded himself then. That was a bit risky.
See the smoke? The smoke is rolling away.
And there's one grenade raining in. Shroud trapped in the corner. He needs them to miss the timing, and Lowell won't do it. Getting a grid headshot in there. Mousesports will win the round, making 19 to 21. Robs was playing that position quite well. After he gets the first kill, he stays alive for a very long time. He could have even continued, but yeah, that was important that he didn't go for the fight.
That's so measured and patient on his part, because I thought he was going to go for the peek to short. I thought he was going to peek for info, and that would have played right into Cloud9's hands. Instead, he just passively held the angle and waited for Cloud9 to walk into his crosshairs. He is young, but he plays like a veteran already. It's nuts.
Well, yeah, especially considering that he's not been in many games that have had this kind of magnitude, you know? So you need to play in quite a few of them before you start to build up that kind of experience.
Yes, sure enough, sure enough. He's on a crash course, though. I mean,
yes.
The level on Mousesports has certainly increased since Nico's departure. You got to give it to him. The likes of Oscar, Rops, hell, even Dennis. They're stepping up.
Yeah, it's an interesting glance into team chemistry. You know, like one superstar departs, and then someone else is allowed to maybe do a little bit more, and it turns out they have a depth to them that we didn't know about. So
they have more to show.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Robson Dennis with a powerful setup, especially because, as far as I can tell, there's not going to be anyone from Cloud9 that can throw flashes from middle. So chances are Robs is not going to be flashed at all here. We'll see how it plays out.
This is annoying for Cloud9, but it's happening early enough that Incendiary going down to block off apartments. It's happening early enough where they can wait for it to burn out without feeling too much pressure.
It is about to happen. Dennis going aggressive. Robs has got to go big in this one, but they're jumping out against him. He takes 2 big frags, and Dennis with a double as well. Stewie trying to get in there, but the grenades just weren't there for Cloud9 to actually get out of those apartments. It almost could have worked out. For Robs, the really annoying moment happens when the first player jumps so that you have to spray for a while, because that allows the next player to get in and maybe refrag you. But he got the 2 kills, and then, again, there was no flashes for him, right? Normally, you really need the mid-flash to come in. We see it here. Like, there was a bit of a blitz, but it's not enough to actually stop him.
Well, the thing is that there is nobody there. I mean, it's just like the man who's jumping, nobody's there to kill the guy on balcony, actually. Like, why? Like, I mean, if you're running out, that's the thing. Nothing is looking straight towards short. So there's nobody even a trade on that kill. I don't know. It was weird. It's just... That was so close. The Molotov flames covering him there, Stewie.
Just to point out, the flashbang that they did throw Cloud9 is the one that goes into the chimney. That only works for people who are holding the pit. If they're from pit-looking balcony, then that flash is great. If not, doesn't really matter that much. Lowell going a bit aggressive here. Mousesports remembering they did quite well on the banana control, but that wasn't regulation. Double OT, they lose Lowell. They're fighting to make this triple OT right now, Mousesports. They just need one more round. So losing that first player can't feel too good. Some nice grenades, though, and look at the damage.
Yeah, tremendous amount of damage dealt. But Cloud9 still have the man advantage. So you would think that they have everything that they need here to close things out. What's melting my mind right now is that it's Stewie who has the op and not Ska. Ska with an AK. Okay, then. Making good use of the time, but we're starting to get to that point now where Cloud9 are going to have to make a decision. And it does look like they're going to wind up on that B site. Shroud,
yeah, and
he'll be the one setting the trap over here on A.
Mousesports have already made a decision. They've stacked 2-2, and I'm not a fan of this. I generally don't like this because that means whatever bomb site is going to get hit, you're playing 2 versus 5 in that side. I'd much rather have 3A and 1B, and then have the 1B player with the AWP. We'll see if it's going to work out.
Hey, Chris, they have no idea.
Flashbang, Oscar missing the shot. He has to go nuclear on this bomb site. Chris gets one, Oscar with the next. And Chris on the cross as well. We've got 6 seconds on the timer. The bomb has been picked up. Skadoodle trying to plant it right in front. And at least it's a 3-on-3. A retake here for Mousesports to stay in the tournament. It all comes down to this for them. And Chris waiting for his teammates. Now that they've arrived, can they actually make it work? They're all going to retake from the same position, but there are no more grenades left for Cloud9 to actually stop them. So maybe this can work.
No nades left. That's the big deal. They're going to have to hit the headshots pure and simple. The flash to lead the way. Dennis spots the man. Skadoodle getting shot in the face, but luckily for him, he survives, and that buys enough time for nothing. And Skadoodle, it all comes down. Cloud9 will be playing on the stage tomorrow. Mousesports on home turf. Well, it's going to be a short trip for them.
Yes, indeed. Skadoodle with the triple kill at the end. And Cloud9 managed to make it through, and you can definitely tell the excitement there, Stewie. Absolutely happy his troops managing to do exactly what he wanted them to at the end there.
We can win in overtime. It can happen.
The curse has been broken. Mousesports obviously very frustrated. You can't really blame them. Putting up a huge fight in this game, landing quite a few kills. We are going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have the desk ready for a breakdown of this double OT game. Stay with us.
The Pay Safeguard post-match breakdown.
Cloud9 have done it. They will join the mass of teams that will be performing for the Lanxess crowd. 2 playoff spots remained ahead of this game, and now just 1 as Cloud9, the North Americans, sail past the only German player. Dennis will once again be forced to watch from the stands and not be greeting the fans from the stage. It's a little poem I wrote just now. And here they have the poetry class.
Maybe do a haiku in the next one.
Yeah, I could try. Chad Birchall and, of course, Adam Freiberg. And gents, it's bittersweet. I mean, this is double overtime. Cloud9 seem to be magnets for overtime. Of course, they had the Na'Vi Marathon. Now they find themselves in double OT here on Inferno. And there is a lot to break down. So I guess, I mean, Freiberg, I know there was a couple of things that you had to say about some of the Cloud9's approach to that gameplay, especially with their approach towards Banana. I think that's definitely worth vocalizing.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Mousesports when they were playing CT, they waste a lot of utility down Banana, right? They were trying to double Molotov it, smoke down. I mean, the thing is, with the round time being increased for almost a year ago now, you don't have to take Banana directly. The approach that I like to take, if a team that's playing CT on Inferno pushes down and uses a lot of utility in Banana, I like them to take mid instead.
Right.
One play that I always praise is like if you're seeing the enemy team pushing down Banana CT, I'll rush A, right? That's one of those plays because a lot of teams were playing 3B early. We saw Cloud9 though, they were like trying to go in Banana through the Molotovs, getting picks. There were like some rounds where I saw Stewie, he ran through a Molotov and expected kind of his team to run with him, but no one did because it was 2 Molotovs, right? So a lot of like mistakes, I guess, and miscommunication on the T side of Cloud9. But of course they managed to pull out this game anyway, but it's still things that I think they can improve on.
No, absolutely, and I mean for Mousesports, I don't, there's a question mark, Chad, about how far they would have come if it wasn't for one man in particular. Lots of praise hailed towards Oscar, someone we highlighted it in that pre-match. In fact, we can take a look at some of the frags while you continue to remind us of just how scary this man is.
Yeah, his clutch has kind of kept Mousesports in the game for a lot of it, and it has done throughout the tournament so far. He always seems to turn up in these tight situations, the 1v2s, the 1v1s, and he's flashy as hell, you know. This guy, he put in a hard yards here to keep them in the game, and you saw when it got really close, he was face palming pretty hardcore. That 2v4 situation that Shroud and Nothing were able to win when they were retaking that bomb site, I thought they had completely crushed Mouse out of this game, but they were resilient. They did fight back and take it into overtime from that point on. But when we got to overtime and just leading into it, it's like both teams put up a wall on their CT sides. It was so difficult to have those T breakthrough rounds happening. When the game was scrappier in the early stages of the first half and even in the early stages of the second half, there was a lot of pushing through smokes and Molotovs. Like you were highlighted there, but both teams on the CT side and the T side were just pushing through Molotovs, pushing through smokes, dry a lot of times, no flashes. And it was a very sporadic, maybe even random style of Counter-Strike that was being addressed. It wasn't, Inferno can be extremely methodical if you want it to be, right? You can wait out Molotovs, you can wait out the smokes. Adam touched on it. The timer change means that now you can definitely wait out all of that utility in Banana if you just apply a little bit of pressure and you make them feel like they have to use it.
Sure. And
then do an execute late round. But these guys just wanted to make it a brawl, and it was exciting.
There was an abundance of after-plant scenarios on that B side, and I heard you had some interesting insight, even just for the newbie old me in the green room, regarding how difficult sometimes those retakes and after-plants can be.
I thought the one with Nothing and Shroud was going to be impossible, right? Shroud went back to a very passive position in a 2-on-4, and Jordan was isolated in Banana. If they'd actually had a player retaking from Banana, that round would have been all over. But I thought that if Shroud had played closer to Jordan, they could have Nothing. They could have tried to grab a pick as they were pushing in through the choke points.
Right.
But somehow Nothing finds a frag on a guy coming up through main, and then the double kill with the Galil from Shroud makes it all possible. And from there they pick it up. And like if you look at the faces of the Mousesports guys after that, I'm pretty sure they took a pause. They look crushed. That looked like where the game should have been done. But
they managed to come back after that round, which is, I mean, that still proves that a team is capable of coming into big tournaments, right? A lot of teams I know would have been like devastated by that round. They would have just crashed out, and that would be in game over, right? But Mousesports, they came back and pulled it to overtime after that round. That impressed me.
And that's impressing me that, even in tier 1 teams, that's a problem. You lose a silly round, or someone plays outstanding on the other side, and it affects your game for the rest of the game. It's interesting to consider. Automatic was one of the main men behind that, though. Some spectacular work. One of the ones that stands out to me was when they started pushing through B, and he's only got, what was it, UMP or a Tech 9, flash, he goes through the smoke like a little ninja. Spectacular rounds.
He did that multiple times in this game, right? The one time where he did it, what you're talking about, top is right here. He did it again close to one of the mid smokes, top mid as well. And it's just, people like this, we always talk about, Adam said they're like magnets. I call them moths to a flame.
Yeah.
There are just these players that can play so well around the smokes. And if you can pick up multi-frags while they're coming out of the smoke, they don't have any vision, and you're playing on the right side, you play that perfectly, you can always grab a couple of frags and put your team in a nice little spot.
So many of his frags as well were from behind.
Yeah.
Which just shows when you talk about positioning and movement, keep your eyes on automatic, right?
Yeah, especially with the UMP, he's playing it perfectly. You don't want to have the long range duels with the UMP. It's been nerfed recently as well, so he's playing close to the smokes. He's utilizing the usage of smokes even better, by just standing close to them. And the play in Banana I praise a lot, because that was just like the perfect way, actually. He had 2 bullets left, just run through the smoke, take a chill pill, relax, and then he went back in and fought again.
The king of Banana praising your plays on Banana. Banana, bro. Yeah, lots of credit there from Adam, and we will continue to give some to Cloud9 because they've done what usually you would imagine is impossible, right? Swiss format, Chad. They go 0-2 and they make it to playoffs. That's
the reverse sweep.
It's almost unheard of.
I was, when I asked the question the other day on the desk, I think a few people corrected me and said I think North were one of them.
Yeah, it's happened. I mean, it's happened a handful of times.
But it's so difficult to do, and in a stacked tournament like this, mate, what can you say?
Yeah, outstanding. Mousesports, no doubt, completely demoralized. This is your schedule, by the way. We've got one more game to look forward to. We can show that now. It is the aforementioned North taking on FaZe. And the same scenario applies. Just one spot remains. One more set of 5 seats on that stage. The Lanxess is an incredibly magical venue. You heard it from Taco in his interview. And now only one of North and FaZe will have an opportunity to perform. Let's find out how it goes down after a very short break.